Hi and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be demonstrating a contraption I designed for Minecraft version 1.21 that keeps an area of the end continuously loaded. This device is commonly referred to as a chunk loader. I designed this contraption to complement an upcoming video on a wireless Ender Pearl stasis chamber to make it compatible with the end. After the release of version 1.21, the design Discord received several End Chunkloader submissions. I already had this design from the previous snapshots and this video that I'm trying to make, so I shared it there and it was crowned as basically ultimate. It's still pretty early with this mechanic existing, so if there's a better design, I'll link it in the description, but I really don't foresee there being much improvement in this area. Chunk loaders are useful for running farms that don't require a player, such as honey farms, iron farms, or shulker farms. This is particularly nice for shulker farms, as you won't need to move the shulkers from the spawn chunks in the overworld. And it's also great for honey farms, as they can operate continuously without the day-night cycle affecting them in the end dimension. More interestingly, now that they're possible in the end dimension, you can create Mobswitches there to turn off all enderman spawning. This is a big deal for end city raiding. With some preparation, you can now explore without worrying about endermen, and you can chunk load your Ender Pearl stasis chamber to immediately return without needing to find another gateway to make it back to the main end island. When we send an entity through a portal in the end now, it will load the other side for 15 seconds. So we can create a simple contraption to send a minecart back and forth and keep both sides loaded. Entities do have a cooldown before they can go through another portal again, and to work around this, we will break the cart with Soulfire and dispense it again to reset its portal cooldown. We can simply use gravity and sloped rails to move our cart into the fire. The resulting slow speed is intentional, as it causes the cart item to fall into the hopper and not into the Soulfire. To redispense the cart, we can use a detector rail to power the dispenser when a new cart passes through the portal. By mirroring this setup on both sides, it creates a chunk loader. Entities that pass through a gateway will arrive on the highest block within 5 blocks of the portal. To ensure that they trigger our detector rail, we can place the dispenser as the highest block in that area. The area is loaded centered on the chunk where the entity arrives, which allows you to manipulate its point of arrival, and you can create a total of 4x4 space that's actually loaded. However, this is pretty niche and a bit more complex. For this tutorial, we'll be making a 3x3 chunk loader, similar to the Nether overworld counterpart. Keeping the cart the right speed is key to prevent them from burning, so make sure the cart doesn't keep going in the same direction it was dispensed. Otherwise, it'll be too fast and miss the hopper. And if that's confusing, I'll make sure that it's very clear how to do this in the tutorial. This End Chunkloader will also keep the area loaded if there are no players in the end. To demonstrate this, I set up some command blocks with TNT that has a 100-second fuse. As a baseline, I'll turn this chunk loader off and wait 100 seconds to show it won't blow up without the machine running. When I return to the end after over 100 seconds, you'll see that this TNT still has not detonated. Now I'll turn on the chunk loader, leave the end, and return after 100 seconds. In a moment, you'll see that there is no TNT or glass because the chunk loader kept it loaded despite there being no player in the end. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our subscribers. This channel has really been growing rapidly, and I truly appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please consider supporting the channel and the video, as I have more like this planned. I've been working on a simple dark oak farm, and I'm partway through a video for my wireless stasis chamber. I'll put links to these videos when they release at the end of this one, but until then, the best way to stay updated and find the finished designs is by subscribing. There's really not much needed in terms of materials. To build this, you'll want an end gateway, and ideally one that is less used. You can get up to 20 end gateways by resummoning and killing the ender dragon using 4 ender crystals on the bedrock fountain. Additionally, you can manipulate the location that the outer end gateway generates if you want to have a free void perimeter to reduce the lag of whatever you're loading. Nembon has a video on how to do this, which I will link in the description. Additionally, Madman25 created a schematic to show how to do this for all 20 gateways, thanks to a calculator created by Nicoiler. You can start the build at any of the main island gateways. Pick any side and bridge out 3 blocks from the edge of the bedrock. Next, place a dispenser on the first of those 3 blocks, and make sure that it is facing the portal. Then, above the second block, place a hopper facing into the dispenser, and a soul sand block behind it. From here, you can place the detector rail above the dispenser, normal rail above the hopper, bedrock, and in front of the dispenser. Now, light the soul sand and place 3 minecarts into the dispenser with a lever adjacent to it. Jump onto the hopper and face the gateway. Press F3 and take note of the direction you're facing. In my case, I'm facing south. Enter the gateway to get to portal height on this side to build the other half of the loader. Once at height, press F3 to get your direction facing away from the gateway. You can build in any direction except for the one that we took note of on the other side. In my case, if I'm facing away from the gateway, I should not build towards the south. After verifying your orientation, place a dispenser hopper in soul sand. Light the soul sand and place a detector rail over the dispenser. Place the 3 normal rails and lever to complete your build. After filling the dispenser, you can toggle the lever to see the activator rail flashing. This means that your chunk loader is working. You can start this chunk loader by quickly toggling the lever, or you can stop it by leaving the lever powered on. If you will be crawling through the gateway frequently, you can replace the rail with a powered one. This will restart the dispense cart if the player blocks it. The loaded chunks are centered on the dispenser, meaning the middle chunk of the 3x3 chunk area where you can build any playerless device or farm is the chunk the dispenser is in. I've highlighted this area in green. You'll know you're in this area if you've only crossed 1 chunk border from the dispenser. The red area is known as the lazy chunks. This is where you should build mob switches, as it greatly reduces the lag those mobs will produce.